What is happening here? Why have we got no GPS? Come on. Should be working. There we go. Hey everybody, how is everybody today? Let's see what rockets we've got here. Psychic, and what have we got here? Oh, we'll do a fire one. The fire one might be quite interesting. Litwick, that's not bad. We have had a Litwick shiny shadow a couple of months ago now. Not long after the March update where all the shadows can be shiny. I think there is a Dynamax Growlithe up this way. So we'll start heading up into this direction to hopefully pick up that Dynamax Growlithe. Hey Jonathan, how are you? Thanks for joining. Evening Alan, how are you? .202 on Litwick, don't think it's brilliant that. Let's just go for a quick catch. We did catch it. Yeah, it's a 1-star, it's not brilliant. Yeah, I'm good, thanks mate, I'm good. Yeah, I'm not doing too bad at all. We'll have to see how we go on for time, Bucoli. We normally do a Monday live stream on YouTube, so I've never really wanted to change that. And then TikTok live stream we might do tomorrow, or we might be able to fit one in later this evening, like straight on from YouTube. All depends on how we get on for time in terms of Max Monday and stuff, and also how many people show up on the YouTube live stream to do raids. Because if not many people show up to do raids on YouTube, then we will transfer over to TikTok. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. We will be doing some raids as well if we can get enough people. There is obviously Shadow Cresselia on raids. There's also Nihilego on raids. Is there anything in particular that people are wanting today? Let's just jump in on this Growlithe for now. Growlithe v Growlithe incoming. Yeah, it should be pretty straightforward, that one should. Let's go Growlithe that. 2 Growlithes. What are people wanting in raids more than anything? Are they wanting Shadow Cresselia, or are we wanting Nihilego, or even Mega Camerupt? We could do one of those today if you wanted one of those for the Mega Energy. Bucoli wants Cresselia, that's fine. Alan's any, Alan's simple. So yeah, we'll see what raids we can find along the way. I think there is a Cresselia which hatches in around about 30 minutes. So we'll do a few Dynamax and then we'll start heading towards that. So yeah, that should tie in quite nicely. Right, so the first Dynamax Growlithe, which we defeated using Dynamax Growlithe, so it was quite an easy one. Hey Sarui, how are you? Thanks so much for joining. 679 on the Growlithe. Again, I've not really become prepared tonight, and I don't know what the hundo is. I've got a funny feeling it's around about 712 though in my head, but I might be wrong. Of course. Exactly, Jonathan. I'd put you out of a job if I didn't know. I've got in my head it's 712, but I might be wrong. Let me know what you find. Oh, 710. See, I wasn't that far off, was I? I wasn't that far off, really. Who's in this raid? I'm intrigued to see who is in this raid. Oh, Loghood. I'm ready up. No? Okay, you don't want to do a raid with me? That's fine enough. Yeah, I wanted a 101%, that was what I was aiming for. I'm not going to get that now, am I? Right, so let's stick our daily adventure incense on. It's only going to last 15 minutes, but we'll put it on. You never know, we might get lucky with a glaring bird. Fido, still need that shiny. We should be able to reach that Dynamax across there, even though it isn't a Growlithe. I'm unsure if I am doing a TikTok tonight. It all depends on how many people we can get in on the YouTube. If we can get enough people to do some raids on YouTube, then I'll just do it all on YouTube tonight. If we're struggling to get enough for a raid, then yeah, I will transfer over to TikTok. But it all depends on the numbers. We always do a Max Monday on YouTube, so I didn't really want to break that tradition. Let's do a Grookey. Don't know why there's a Grookey there, but we'll do it. We did 30 for the fan, did nothing at all. Imagine not being at tier 50 yet in a pass. I know, yeah. I've not really been going after a pass much, to be honest. I am really questioning whether I should perhaps buy the deluxe pass this month though, because you get all those poker coins, don't you? It's like the main bonus of this deluxe pass. So it seems worth it, getting the poker coins. And had people seen as well, they have actually data mined that there is going to be a gold bottle cap for the Go Fest. Somebody's seen it in a data mine, so potentially gold bottle cap. But again, not all what you find in the data mine is going to be released soon, but it does generally look like there might be one. So there's a strong possibility, which I thought was everyone's probably guess anyway, with it being the 10-year anniversary. Sorry, Thomas, did you not? Yeah, so I did answer your question, Thomas. Perhaps you didn't hear, or perhaps you just went away from the phone for a minute. But yeah, so potentially I will go to TikTok straight after YouTube. But if we've got enough people to do raids on YouTube, then I won't transfer over to TikTok. We'll just do it all on YouTube tonight. Camerupt. That's not a bad wild spawn. It's a shame your shiny odds for the likes of Camerupt and stuff that can be mega is no longer 1 in 64. Because that was really good when that was the case. Can we add on this gym? We can. Let's go shiny and let's put Grinder on there. Why not? Got Hitmon Lee. I don't know what is happening this Max Monday. I thought this was Growlithe Max Monday. Why is no Dynamax Growlithe? What is happening? I don't mind doing a Hitmonlee. So this is Growlithe Max Monday with a twist. The twist is that hardly any of them are Growlithe. I don't know what's going on, but there you go. Growlithe definitely didn't get the memo. He missed out. Growlithe's still in the back somewhere, like fast asleep. He'll wake up in like an hour and go, oh, what did I miss? Oh well. Seems to be mixed this time in this area. Yeah, exactly. Seems to be really weird. Don't know why. Hey Vincent, how are you? Thanks so much for dropping on. Hopefully you're doing okay, mate. Yeah, they just basically decided to go, you know what, Max Monday tonight is just going to be literally anything. Just dip your bread. Have whatever you want. We'll just put any old thing on Dynamax. None of it will be shiny. Hundo Camerupt, congrats. That is an awesome find. Did you find it in the wild or was it from a raid? Have we got a Hundo Camerupt before? We have. Yeah, we've only got one. Ponyta. Right, let's jump in on the Hitmonlee. Didn't think I was going to be doing one of these this evening, but there you go. Max Monday bringing us some surprise additions tonight. And of course, Psychic type is going to be the best attacker against this, so we have got Dynamax, our Hundo Dynamax Alakazam, as well as our Hundo Dynamax Lugia in this battle. But unfortunately, our Eternatus isn't a Hundo. It is the worst one you can get, a 10-10-10 Eternatus. Arguably just as rare as a Hundo. But yeah, absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible in every single way. But yeah, it's going to be interesting what people use on their gold bottle cap for if you do get it for GoFest. It'll be interesting to see what you used it on. We'll probably create a post about it on TikTok and YouTube, and you can comment below what you are going to use your gold bottle cap on. But I'm probably going to use mine on my London background shiny Yveltal, because Yveltal's arguably one of my favourite legendary Pokemon. Its shiny looks amazing. The bacon bird, as it's also known. And yeah, the one with a London background. The only shiny that I got from the London Go Fest back in 2022. So yeah, it's probably going to be that one. Yeah, best of bottle cap, lower IVs. That way you can make something that's arguably terrible into a Shundo, which is what it's all about. But of course, if you are struggling on what to bottle cap, you can always look at that Dialga Dex, which I've also mentioned on previous live streams. If you are looking for something generally useful, then yeah, have a look at Dialga Dex. That will highlight the Pokemon that are most useful in the game. And then try and pick a shiny one of those effectively. So you get a Shundo of a really useful Pokemon. That's always a good way around it. See if we can cross over somewhere. This Hitmonlee is taking some beating. We didn't really switch into our Psychic type, so it didn't help. Let's go for Alakazam this time around, and you should be able to see quite a big difference in attack now. There's not too much difference, in all honesty. What we'll perhaps do is we'll stick with Alakazam here and just let it get to some charge moves, and maybe we can avoid having to Dynamax again. Are we going to have to Dynamax? I'm not too sure. We won't collect that bubble because we might just avoid it. No, I think we are going to have to. For what it's worth, we'll go for Lugia. Just give Lugia an outing. And there we go. We finally get the win against Hitmonlee. Use it on a Dragonite, that's awesome. Yeah, so Mega Dragonite will be a good shout. Also, you can use it on your favourite Pokemon to get a Shundo of your favourite. That's what I did the first time around. Yeah, Shiny Rayquaza is a really good shout. Rayquaza is probably one of the best flying types as well as the best dragon type in the game. So it's a really good shout, that one. And also it does look amazing as a shiny. Yeah, terrible Hitmonlee. That was definitely not really worth it. Is there a limit? Because I might wait until I have a shiny Mewtwo. Well, Mewtwo's out for Go Fest, so if we have a bottle cap around the same time as Go Fest, you'll probably be able to use it on a shiny Mewtwo that you get during Go Fest, potentially. So yeah, that might be a good shout. But I think once you obtain a bottle cap, which is normally part of like a deluxe Go Pass or something like that, once you obtain it, you have to use it within around about 9 days, I think it is, 7 to 9 days, something like that. You have to use it on a Pokemon within that time, and then you have 365 days then to, you know, to actually train that Pokemon up to a hundo. So you've got a year to do the tasks, but you have to select a Pokemon within a certain amount of time. It's a bit similar to the Lucky Trinket. The Lucky Trinket, you've only got a set amount of days to select the trainer that you want to do a Lucky Trade with, before the Lucky Trinket will disappear. But once you've selected that trainer, you've got until you next meet up, which could be ages away, to actually do that trade. So it's pretty much a similar sort of format. So we have got a Shadow Cresselia raid here in 14 minutes. Yeah, so the tasks do vary. The closer you get to getting 15 on each stat, using the bottle cap, the tasks get harder. So let's say if you've got a 000 Pokemon that you're making into a hundo or a shundo, then the first few tasks to get it up to like 1 and 2 and 3 on the stats might be quite easy. But then as you go up the stats, closer towards 13, 14 and 15, they will get more and more harder, but still easily achievable. You just perhaps have to do more of the same sort of thing. So instead of having to do like 10 research tasks, you might have to do 100 or something like that. So yeah, it's just, it gets considerably more and more as you go along, but it's all achievable. You haven't got to worry about the time limit. like I say, you've got 365 days to hyper train a Pokemon once you've selected the Pokemon that you're going to hyper train. But I've normally finished my hyper training within around about a month, no more than a month, perhaps even a week or two. So yeah, there's no need for you to take 12 months to do it. Even if you have selected something that's a 000, it shouldn't take you that long if you're playing the game on a regular basis. Looks like I've been kicked off most of these gyms, but we've still been left red, which is a little bit strange, but oh well, we'll add back in. Let's go our shiny Snorlax there. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Yeah, it doesn't take long at all. Yeah, it was a little bit annoying that, because it was one of those things that people knew last year that there was going to be Eternatus released into the game, and a lot of people wanted to save their gold bottle cap and use it on Eternatus when we got it, if it was a terrible one. But of course you had to already have picked your Pokemon before Eternatus got released, so therefore nobody could actually choose Eternatus last year, because the gold bottle cap came out before the release of Eternatus. So yeah, it's just one of those things. I'm guessing Eternatus might be one that's chosen a lot this time around, because it is a very useful Pokemon and arguably one of the game's strongest Pokemon. But I'm probably going to stick away from Eternatus for now. I think as long as you've powered an Eternatus up, it will still be useful in Dynamax no matter what the stats are. So I'm probably going to leave Eternatus for now, even though I've got one of the worst ones, or the worst one that you can get as a 10-10-10. And I'm probably going to wait until shiny Eternatus comes out at some stage, and then I will use it on that. You know, I'll use a future gold bottle cap on that. Like I say, this time around we're going to use it on a legendary shiny with a background in the form of Yveltal with a location background. Yeah, exactly, Jonathan. Exactly the case. So yeah, it was really annoying, because I would have probably used my gold bottle cap last year on that. Although, you know, I think I chose a good choice. That Pokemon is insane you have. Which one's that? The Sword Dog? Zacian. Yeah, Zacian's awesome. It's really useful because, of course, in its sword form you can use it in Dynamaxes and G-Maxes, as well as in normal raids. So yeah, it's really useful. Sort of like a bit of a double barrel. The Zeramazenta, if you max out its shields, when you put that in a Dynamax, it automatically enters the battlefield with a shield. So yeah, really, really useful. And it just eats these level ones. Get through them quite quickly, and indeed. And surprisingly, we have actually got a Growlithe after this P-Dove. Believe it or not, on Growlithe Max Monday, we have actually got a Growlithe. I've used 2 Master Balls so far. I've got 5 left. Sorry, I had 5 in total. I've used 2. I've got 3 left. Apologies. Yeah, I've got 3 Master Balls left. I used 2. One was on an extra small Galarian Articuno, because when I saw that a Galarian Articuno was extra small, I thought that's worth a shout, because the chance of catching a Galarian bird are quite small anyway, the chances of catching an extra small glowing bird are very, very small, just because seeing an extra small is going to be quite rare. So when I saw that I got an extra small Articuno, I used a Master Ball on that. And it turned out to be a 3-star as well, so that wasn't too bad. And then the second Master Ball I used was on a Hundo Deoxys, because I got a Hundo Deoxys from a raid. I knew it was a Hundo because of a CP, and I got down to the last ball, still couldn't catch it, so I used it on the last ball. I used a Master Ball on the last ball. Yeah, no worries, John. So yeah, Hundo Deoxys. Deoxys was one of those ones where, because it's mythical, I knew I couldn't obtain it through a trade. A bit like if I'd got a Hundo Darkrai on the screen and I got down to the last ball, I'd probably use it on that as well. Especially being that Darkrai's got a Mega coming out in the game at some point. Hey Ali Gaming, how are you? Can you help? Can I help with what, mate? What do you need help with? I'll try. Nine more buddy hearts until we get best buddies with our shiny Keldeo. Six subscribers, can you tell them to subscribe? If anybody wants to subscribe to Ali, then please do so. What is it that you do, Ali? Is it Pokemon Go content? Is it Pokemon cards? What sort of content do you do? Right, Dynamax Growlithe incoming. So this one we are going to use our Hundo Zaramazenta, and I think this one has got a max shield, I'm not too sure. So you might see that when it enters a battlefield, it might already have a shield next to its health bar. Yeah, you can see there. So normally you have to wait until you Dynamax and then select the shield option to put a shield on your Pokemon. But with Zaramazenta, if you max the shield out before going into the battle, just use max particles to max that up to level 3, then you will automatically enter the battlefield with a shield. So it does come in really handy. The only thing to note, that if your Pokemon has got a shield on during G-Maxes or Legendary D-Maxes, you will probably get targeted more than anyone else, because how it works is it always targets those Pokemon which have got the shield first, and then it will target others afterwards. $687, terrible CP. Have we managed to get any good ones tonight? 3-star, that wasn't too bad. Inkay wasn't too bad. Hitmonlee was a bit rubbish. We have a Bagon here. What have we got in terms of Dynamax down there? We have got 2 Dynamax Growlithe down there, amazingly. And we have got a Shadow Cresselia. So Shadow Cresselia down here, if anybody wants it. We'll start heading that way now. Yeah, it's definitely worth a level up. Just level it up on the days where you don't use your free particles. So there's probably multiple days where you don't end up going out and doing Dynamaxes, but definitely is for me anyway. So on those days, I just see if there's any Dynamaxes that I can actually level up the moves with, so that I'm not just wasting a day by not using me particles. So yeah, just keep using the free particles every other day or something like that. just maxing the moves out on different Pokemon. Right, what have we got in terms of passes or anything? Oh, max particles on me. What have we got? 750. We can collect another 140 today. So we definitely got enough for these two down here. Is there 2 or 3 Dynamaxes? There's 3. 3 Dynamaxes, that's good. We should be able to do all those 3. Let's delete some hyper potions. We'll delete some pineapple berries as well, just so we can start spinning stops again. Dynamax, I'll take that. Quite a nice one to get the candies for. Send that stuff to me. Would be good if you could trade items. I actually watched somebody delete like 100 premium raid passes one day because they didn't have enough bag space and they didn't raid. So he deleted 100 premium raid passes to make room. Watching that happen was just annoying, to say the least. You know that gif where it's like, what are you doing? Yeah, it was like that, basically. I was just looking at him like, what? What is going on right now? And he's like, yeah, I just don't raid. And every time I buy one of the boxes because I want the other items, it's got raid passes in. I'm like, holy hell. Why is this dude not raiding? If that was me, I'd just literally drive around and just raid everything. I'd just be constantly stopping at every gym that's got a raid and just raid everything. You know, I'd just go on a massive raid spree. Instead of binning them, why not use them? It's arguably one of the best ways to get shinies in the game. You know, even if you're just going to raid loads of level 1s or level 3s, just use them, don't bin them. Mental. So we seem to have actually entered an area which has had the memo that it is Growlithe Dynamax Max Monday, because all the other Dynamax we've done, or most of them, haven't been Growlithe. They've all been just generic rubbish. But we've got 3 Dynamax Growlithe that could potentially change that tonight. And then we've got a Shadow Cresselia, so if we can get enough people to do this Shadow Cresselia raid, we will do it. And so we'll do a Growlithe first and then we'll head to a Cresselia. See if we can get enough people on YouTube to do it. Bucoli wants it. I think Alan said he wanted a raid as well tonight. We have a Blissey with a random weird. Why is that not staying in the ball? I don't know if that stayed in. Oh, it did. Watch it be absolutely terrible. Won't be anywhere near a hundo, will it? It's got rubbish written all over it, that Blissey. After wasting around about 5 or 6 balls on it. Let's go into Excadrill. Why not? Mixed up a little bit. Right, how good is this first one of a free? Can it be shiny first? It can't. 676, absolutely terrible. Not very good on my stats this evening, that's for sure. Not as of yet. Yeah, gift, that is absolutely fine, mate. I can sort it out for you now. Both people named Sir will now get a gift, being that I've just gone on, typed in Sir, and I've realised I've got 2. There you go, mate. Best send John a gift, hunter. John. Bucoli. I think I've already sent you a gift today, mate, I have. And Alan. There you go, Alan. Gift on my way. Yeah, we both got a gift currently in. So I will, if you open my gift tomorrow, then that means we interact tomorrow for definite. We got get them out of the way, get that Stardust up. Yeah, not opened, it says yet. I haven't opened your gift, and I've sent you a gift as well, so you should have a gift from me. But yeah, we've already interacted today. If you see on the friends list, the usernames or the profile picture on the left hand side, if you've got like a blue halo ring around them, it means you've already interacted with that person today, and therefore your friendship level can't go up anymore today, because it can only go up once per day. If it hasn't got that blue halo ring around the profile picture, then it means you haven't interacted with them, and therefore you can open a gift, do a raid with them, or do a trade with them, whatever you want to do, interact with that person in one way, shape or another, and that should produce that blue halo ring and level you up with that person for that day. So that's always a good way of doing it. Gigantamax Blastoise does look amazing. I mean, credit where credit's due, most of the Gigantamax designs are pretty cool. I'm not a massive fan of Meowth. Not a massive fan of Meowth. Pikachu's just a fat Pikachu, but it's still not terrible. But Meowth's probably the worst one for me. It's just like they've stretched a cat. 692, not the worst one we've had tonight, but not the best. What is the best one we've had tonight, Growlithe wise? 692, why did that not catch? There we go. Let's try again. Nope, still there. There we go. So Growlithe and Dynamax. So yeah, 697's the best one that we've had overall. That was a 91 on the IVs, 14, 13, 14. That one was also a 91 on the IVs, 695, but it hasn't got attack, hence a slight difference in CP. But right, we've got one more Dynamax Growlithe to do, and then we've got a Cresselia raid to do, which we will invite Bucoli. Yes, it does. Yeah, so any interaction with a person, whether you're in the same raid lobby as them, you have to complete the raid with that person. So you know how I sometimes join a raid on TikTok and then I back out to get a different lobby in? I won't have interacted with that first lobby because I haven't completed a raid. So you do have to complete the raid with people to interact with them. But yeah, being in a party with somebody also causes an interaction. Also doing a trade, doing a battle, sending them a battle request and doing a PvP battle with them, that also does an interaction. And gifts. Gifts is probably the most common one. But yeah, it's sort of any gameplay which you do with somebody else. Attacking a gym as well. If you're locally with somebody else and both of you attack the same gym at the same time, and the two of you defeat the one that is defending the gym, then that also counts as a interaction. So yeah, all of those things will level up your friendship, but like I say, only once will it level up your friendship per day. Right, so let's go down here and do this Dynamax first, and then we'll do a Cresselia raid straight after. Psychics. What's this going to be? Rolts, potentially? Drowsy. Fair enough. Is White Karen going to be able to do this by itself, even though it's not been super effective throughout any of it? Looks like it might certainly get close. There we go, it has done. That'd have been a very cool shiny Shadow Drowsy. Drowsy is a lovely shiny. I always forget how good of a shiny Drowsy is. Goes to that lovely pink colour, doesn't it? And Hypno goes to the same pink colour as well. Keeps that very cool shiny throughout its entire evolution. But it is a bit terrible for us on the stats, so we'll delete that. And we'll go straight into this next Growlithe, which we'll see us done from Dynamax's today. And then straight after this, we will go into the raid battle. So we've got a Cresselia here. We've got another Shadow Cresselia, which should have hatched by now. So we've got two Shadow Cresselias, if we can get enough people to join them. We'll try and do this first one on YouTube and see how we get on. If we do struggle to do it, we will back out. We won't jump in the lobby until I'm comfortable that we're going to do it with the amount of people we've got. So do make sure to keep watching the live stream, and if I jump out, then please jump out yourself. But yeah, we'll invite a few people to this Cresselia and see what we can do, and if we do struggle, we'll jump off YouTube and we'll jump onto TikTok to try and do the next one. And we have just picked up a rocket radar. Right, let's jump into this Cresselia and see what we can do raid wise. So I will invite Bucoli and Alan. Watch and play, awesome, that is amazing. Bucoli. We'll also invite the people who wanted Cresselia yesterday. So Ace Bango. And let's see who else we can invite. Is anybody from our live stream yesterday online? Let's see. Hull is. Close man. Let's invite them. Anyone else on the live? Sven. Yeah, one sec, no worries. No worries, Alan. So Sven has joined. If Alan doesn't make it, Bucoli will back out, and we'll give Sven plenty of time to back out, and I'll re-invite Sven. So yeah, let's back out. We'll make sure Alan gets in on this next one. Or did Alan just make it? Oh, Alan just made it. Yeah, we'll stay in. Awesome. Oh, who backed out? Who backed out? Oh, Bucoli backed out. Sorry, mate. I didn't really see that Alan had joined right until the last second. So yeah, sorry about that, mate. I'll definitely get you in on the next one though, mate. That's for sure. So please don't forget to like the live stream and also share it if you wish to share it. Let's see if we can get some more people in to do these Cresselia raids. The more the better, the easier it will be to take it down. Should be able to do this if we use purified gems quickly when it gets enraged. So yeah, don't forget to use purified gems. Use 4 purified gems now. I think one more should do it. There we go. Sometimes it is annoying during those shadow raids how some people just refuse to use purified gems. Does mean you have to use quite a few more yourself, if you have got them, that is. But yeah, we should be able to do this with plenty of time left to spare now, being that we subdued it quite quickly. And that's mainly the key to these shadows, is subduing it as quickly as you can. When it's enraged, it does take some defeating, so subduing it as quickly as you can does make a massive difference in how quick you can do a raid. But let's see if we can get anywhere near the Hundo CP on today's Cresselia. 1631 is a non-weather boosted Hundo CP. That's if it's non-weather boosted. So let's find that out first. 1581, that's not too bad, that's not terrible. We probably need to be over 1600 to be anywhere near purifiable for the Hundo. But I'll take this as a shiny if it is. And it isn't, unfortunately. But 1581 is the first Cresselia of today. Yeah, that's no worries, Bucoli. Yeah, it is really annoying. Right, can we catch this? Be interesting to see if Alan's managed to pick up a shiny or anything decent. If you are on the live still, Alan, let me know. See if we can time it for an excellent throw on this occasion. It's just gone back to nice. Wait for a circle to time down. We'll go for it now. Great throw. Yeah, no worries, Alan. There is another one if you wanted to do a second one. I know Bucoli's definitely wanted to do it. Come on, Cresselia, don't be like this. It doesn't have to end like this, Cresselia. I will look after you. I will feed you. I will best buddy you. I will not send you to the professor. I will look after you. Great for on the final throw. Could have been a little bit better, but we've got it. We've got it. It's took my advice on board. Sorry, Cresselia, I lied. Bye. That was terrible. I thought it was going to be better than that. But that was a shocking CP. Sorry, Cresselia. Told a little white lie there, saying that I was going to keep it. Just grabbing tea, but should be able to jump in another. Awesome. We are heading up to another one now. It's got, should be hatching soon if it's not already hatched. But yeah, we're heading that way now. Bucoli definitely wants to do it. I think me, you and Bucoli should be able to trio it. But we will see if we can get some more invites in as well. Just like we did on that last one. Slugma. So of course on Pokemon Go tomorrow we have got a brand new event starting at 10 AM local time, and it is called the Spring Marathon event. It's going to be a really good event, in fact, because we've got some costume Pokemon appearing in 5km eggs. The likes of Pichu, Togepi and Happiny will be in 5km eggs wearing a flower crown, which have been released already in the game before, but some of those who are starting the game more recently might still need them. Some of them who played the game in the early days, who did get those costumes, might still need the shinies. I know I do. So it is definitely a good event to be hatching eggs. But also in 5km eggs is going to be the brand new Pokemon Flittle, which when it evolves goes into an ostrich looking type Pokemon. Very, very cool. That can't be shiny, it's just going to be a normal new release Pokemon with no shiny available as of yet. But we've also got Pikachu wearing a Spring Marathon visor in the wild. That will probably be 1 in 512 odds for that, but it is a brand new costume for Pikachu, that one. We've not had that one before. And then of course on Wednesday we're going to get a raid boss change, which will see the likes of Pheromosa returning to raids if you're in Europe. If you're in the Americas you'll get Buzzwole, and if you're in the Asia Pacific region you will get Exercatory, which is a very good electric type. Now all those Ultra Beasts, probably Buzzwole not so much, but Pheromosa is one of the best bug types in the game. Exercatory is one of your best electrics. Buzzwole is a little bit further down the pecking order. I think it's a fighting and bug, but it's not really high up in any of those rankings. But it is probably the nicest shiny out of the three. But yeah, it's definitely worth spending some remote raid passes and doing some of those raids if you aren't in those regions to get the other regional Ultra Beasts. And then what else have we got this week? Saturday we've got Classic Community Day, which is going to be a very nice community day. It's going to be Dino Classic Community Day, and it's 3 times catch XP, which with a lucky egg, each and every single excellent throw should be around about 6,500 XP. So loads of XP up for grabs during that event. Make sure to put those lucky eggs on during that community day. And Dino will know when you evolve it into Hydreigon during the community day, it will now remove Brutal Swing, which does make it a very good dark type. If you put Bite as a fast move on your Hydreigon and have Brutal Swing, which is Comday move, that makes it one of the best one of the best dark types, should I say, in the game. So it is very, very worth investing in. And of course, with it being a dragon type, we don't normally have many events which have dragon type Pokemon in. So it might be a brilliant chance to work on your dragon type medal, which if you go right down to the bottom of your profile page, dragons are probably the most rarest type of Pokemon to find in the game. So it might be really worth to build up that dragon typing. And if you didn't already know, these medals down at the bottom actually increase your catch rate for that type of Pokemon. So if you're struggling to catch dragon types in legendary raids, getting loads of dinos might help you increase your catch rate. Even if it's just by a little bit, it might be the difference of making catching a legendary dragon type or not catching one. So it's definitely worth working on that badge and getting them up, because that will increase your catch rate. As you can see, it says +4 dragon type catch bonus, and all those badges have exactly the same for every single typing. So yeah, really worth investing in those. And dragon's probably the one that I have the least of, and like I say, it's probably the most rarest in the game. So we'll do this cliff quickly and see if we can get a shiny Snorlax from it. Now we've been going in with this team, which isn't perhaps the best team to use against Cliff, but we've still been managing to beat it, so I've stuck with it, and we'll see how we get on this battle here. And then once we've done this, we will do a Shadow Cresselia raid before we finish the live stream. So right, we'll shield that one. And then we'll just see if we can get through one more charge move. This will use his second shield. And then we'll switch into one of my favourite Pokemon to use for PvPs. Our nice little Hundo Galarian Zapdos, which just literally bounces around on the PvP battlefield. Looking so happy with itself. And it has got a very, very good move as well in the form of that close combat. So let's switch back into our Zacian on this one now. And we'll shield this, and then we should be able to get to a Behemoth Blade move to be able to just finish this off here. And then probably he's either going to have Tyranitar on the back, or he's going to have something else, but he has got Tyranitar. Now I'm going to switch into Alakazam just to take a bit of a battering here. I know it's not going to do much damage, but I didn't want Zacian to faint out, because Zacian's got Behemoth Blade. That's going to do the most damage to Tyranitar. And when we get to switch back into Zacian, it will just pause Tyranitar's movements for a bit, which will allow us to build up energy to get to that Behemoth Blade. And there you go, we can get the charge move off. And hopefully this should see us through this battle. And it does. So yeah, on Rocket battles, if you switch your Pokemon, or as soon as your Pokemon faint out and your other Pokemon enters the battlefield, it sort of disables the Rocket's Pokemon for a few seconds. And that sometimes allows you to charge your max meter up, to charge your charge move up, should I say, and be able to throw that before they start moving again. 661 Snorlax is not a very good Snorlax, and it's not shiny. 1 in 64 shiny odds from the leaders. 1 in 256 odds, which is classed as half odds, with it being half of the full odds, 1 in 512. But yeah, half odds for the Rocket Grunts. And most things now can be shiny from those Rocket Grunts since the March update. But Snorlax is notoriously quite annoying to catch from these. Just tend to jump out quite a lot. And as with all Rockets, they move a lot more often as well. So they never keep still. Nice throw there on that occasion, and that does catch it. So Zero Star, not very good. We'll transfer that. And then we are going to head across to the Shadow Cresselia. So, hang on, I've pressed the end button there on the live stream. Is GoFest 2022 Pikachu rare? Which one is that, Bucoli? Which one is that? Let me go to year 2022 and Pikachu. Which one is the GoFest 2022? Is that a one from GoFest? Or is that the one from GoFest? No, that one's at the start of the year. So yeah, that was the New Year's Eve one. The flowers one. That one? Yeah, that was a Go Fest one. So yeah, it is quite rare. It is rare. I don't think that's been about since that Go Fest. I think that's the only time that Pikachu's appeared, in all fairness. I don't think that Pikachu's appeared any time since. So yeah, it's definitely rare, mate. Definitely rare. Right, so we've got 13 minutes left on this Cresselia. Have we got Bucoli and Alan on the live stream still? If so, we will head to it now and do it. And I will invite some random people as well, just to try and help us out. And with this Cresselia, it probably means that we won't do any raids on TikTok, because as you can see, the raids are not popping. So we'll probably just do this Cresselia this evening, and we'll do more of a raid themed TikTok tomorrow. But yeah, we might do a sort of split live session tomorrow. We might do a bit of TikTok, a bit of YouTube, with it being a new event as well. Live stream. So let's jump in. So we're sending invites out to Alan, and to Bucoli, we're also going to send invites to Fabus, because I know they sometimes join. Who else joined last time who might want it again? Cryptic, Frederick, Hull. I know Hull joined last time, didn't he? So we'll invite Hull again. So Cryptic's joined again, that's good. Who else is online? Monka. Nick Bruv. Let's just filter this down by who's online. Ancient Dog, Gellerod. Yeah, let's go for those. Let's see who we can get in. So we got 4 in, that's good. We did it with 4 last time, so we should be able to do it with 4 again. We will just Mega Evolve a Tyranitar, which should help us a little bit when it gets to that stage. So 4 people, that's plenty good enough for this raid. So again, don't forget to use those purified gems when we get to that stage. And depending on how we get on with time, if we do go live on TikTok tonight, we might do a bit of PvP, because I still need to win so many battles to get to level 80. That is a final challenge I need to do to get to level 80. So depending on how I get on with things that I've got to do at home, we might go on live for half an hour or so on TikTok just to do some PvP later on. But we'll have to see how we get on. But yeah, we'll do the raids and stuff on like that on TikTok tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the final day for Nihilego raids, with Pheromosa replacing it from Wednesday onwards. So we'll focus on Nihilego tomorrow. Cresselia, on the other hand, will be about for the next few weeks until the start of June. So there's no massive rush on Cresselia. We can definitely focus on Nihilego tomorrow. But we will do the odd Cresselia tomorrow if there is any about. So I've used a purified gem. You can see other people are using them as well, which is awesome. Getting a one in there. And potentially one more. There we go, subdued. So good work, people. I think most of us used 2 each then, which is ideal. So hopefully we can finish the live stream tonight with somebody at least getting a shiny, whether it's on mine or one of Alan's or Bucoli's. It'll be nice to know if somebody gets a shiny. But like I say, the hundo for this is 1631. That is the main CP you need to keep an eye out for when it times down. And there we go, keep an eye on that CP, watch it count down, and see what it finishes on. 1605, I'll take that. I'll definitely take that. It could be purifiable. Might be just in the purifiable range. Let's see if it's shiny. No, not shiny. But 1605 is definitely the best Shadow Cresselia I've got, I think. We'll have to check in a minute. It's nice to see one over 16, to be honest. We've had a lot in the 15s. So it's nice to see one over 16. And we did get a Hundo Nihilego yesterday. So is there a potential that we get a Hundo Purified Cresselia today? No shiny. What CP did you get, Alan? A 1-star. Sorry to hear that, mate. I'll put my trainer code on the screen in a minute. If you want to drop me a follow or a subscribe on YouTube, you can also follow me on my TikTok, where we do most of the raid hosting. But yeah, I'll put my trainer code on the screen in a minute. So we've got 1605. It is a 3-star, but it isn't in the purification range because of that annoying defense, which is actually only 9 defense, but 14, 9, 15, that's not too bad. But yeah, I'll stick my trainer code on the screen now so that you can add me. There we go. I'll just scroll down the chat just in case you want to use a QR code there. But yeah, you can either scan that QR code or add me using the trainer code on the screen. But how did Bucoli get on? I haven't heard of Bucoli yet. Awesome. Okay, no worries. Cooper. Yeah, I don't think I've heard of Bucoli yet. Is Bucoli sat on a shundo and he's just too... Is he just too excited to tell us and he's currently got a shundo in his hand, or not? Intrigued to see what Bucoli has to say. Yeah, that's fine, Alan, that's brilliant. I messed it up. What did you mess up? What did you mess up? Hey Peyton, thanks so much for joining, by the way. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe. You messed up, you froze. Did it run away? Oh, it was, your froze were awful. What was the CP though? What was the CP? Don't tell me something good. $16.01. I think that might have been just out the range for purification. So yeah, I think you're okay there. It would have probably been a very good 2-star. But yeah, it probably wouldn't have been a 3-star. So you might have been saved by that fact. But yeah, still very annoying not to be able to catch it, mate. Yeah, thank God, yeah. Could you imagine if it was a 16? 20 something. I would assume anything in the 1620s would be a purified hundo. $16.33, right, okay. For the last few days I've been quoting $16.31 as if that was a hundo, but $16.33. I wasn't far off, but I was wrong. So thanks for correcting me. Do appreciate that. So yeah, I would say anything in the 1620s would be purified hundo still. Yeah, around the edge. Yeah. I'm not too sure what a 13 would be on the CP, but it's normally around about 25 CP below the hundo. So I would say around about 1608 would be potentially a purifiable if the stats fell right for you. So yeah, you want to be closer towards 1610, I think, than 1600. So yeah, you might have just got off that. So let's see if we manage to get anything good from today's live stream. If we type in 4-star, you can see that our last 4-star was that Hundo Nihilego, which we got from TikTok last night. It's a very, very cool hundo that we managed to get. But we didn't manage to get any more hundos today. Let's see if we got any 3-stars in the form of that Cresselia. And we also got a couple of Dynamax 3-stars, which weren't terrible, but nothing eye-catchingly amazing. So yeah, sort of average Dynamaxes, no shinies unfortunately, but we did have a pretty good live stream. We've had some new people joining the live stream, which is always good. And of course, you can always join me on TikTok, where we will do some more raids throughout the course of this week, with Nihilego appearing on raids tomorrow for a final time, and we've got Pheromosa from Wednesday onwards, so make sure to tune in to TikTok, Danzo Biggins on TikTok for that. But that is going to be it for today's YouTube live stream. Please make sure to drop me a subscribe on YouTube and a follow on TikTok if you haven't already. And thanks so much for joining, everybody. Hopefully you've enjoyed the live stream tonight, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.